Hi guys, it's Tracy here with something a little unusual for my channel. I'm actually going to do a haul video today. I don't typically do a whole lot of shopping, so I don't usually have much to share with you guys outside of my kits, but I happened to have done a bit of shopping and everything sort of all came at around the same time. So I have my Mimosa embellishment kit, which I'm going to share with you guys in a separate video. So I'll share that separately, but today I'm going to show you guys my basic gray prize arrived from the CHA contest that they had on their blog. I have a fairly large Stampin' Up order, although it's all little things, so it looks like it's big. It's not that big. And then I have some random just stuff that I've added over the last week or so. Some other smaller packages have come in, so I'm going to share this stuff with you and show you what I got. So the first thing that I want to show you guys is these two paper packs that I bought from Lawnfawn. This one is actually a Christmas pack, or a holiday themed pack. It's called Bokeh in the Snow, and it's really cool. It has 8 double-sided pattern papers with 16 coordinating designs, so there's different design on each sheet. I'm going to show them to you super quick because they're tone-on-tone background papers, and this one, although it's a holiday or winter Christmassy themed paper pack because it has the reds and the greens and the blues, I plan to use them just as red and green and blue, so not necessarily together, so I don't think they have to be used for holiday cards by any means or for holiday projects. And I often get the 6x6 paper pack for Lawnfawn, but I decided to get the 12x12 this time just for something different and to have the option to use these papers in their larger formats if I wanted to use them in a scrapbooking project or a larger project. So there's this bokeh paper and this smaller bokeh print. I'm not going to show you every single one because they're all basically one of two different designs here. So we've got this really pretty green. It's called Pine Needle. And I like that it has the green and white stripes. See, that's very Christmassy at the bottom, but this is not necessarily Christmassy. The red one was called Holly Berry. This one is called Pine Needle. This one is called Ice Blue. This one is called Snowflake Bokeh. And then back to the Holly Berry, this one is called Twist, and it has a diagonal stripe on one side. And then the bokeh pattern on the other side is not as big as the large one on this side and not as small as the small one on this side. And it, like this one, has stars amongst the circles. So it's kind of a middle-sized, and the strip has stars on it. And then this is the Pine Needle Twist. So we've got 3 different scales of that same bokeh print in all 4 of the colors. This one is Ice Blue, and this one is Snowflake. So if I were to take the Snowflake paper, for example, so we've got a large version, a medium version, and a small version of the same print for each of the colors. And then I got the Pokemon Me collection pack, which has white either polka dots or hearts on 4 different colors of paper, 5 different colors of paper. So we have milk chocolate here, which has a large polka dot on one side and then a tiny polka dot on the other side. Then we have strawberry polka. Then we have mint polka. This is gorgeous. I love this paper. And I'm going to use these mostly for cards. Then we have lemon polka. Oops. Vanilla polka. It's making me hungry. And then we have milk chocolate line dance, and then the hearts on the back side of that one. We have strawberry line dance with the hearts. mint line dance, which I also really love, and the parts on the back, which I love. And then we have lemon line dance. So those are 9 12 by 12 double-sided papers that come in that kit. I just felt like I wanted to freshen up my card making supplies a little bit, so I got these. Then this is a random hodgepodge of stuff I got from different places, including Simon Says stamp and a few other things that I got. What else? I put some of this stuff away before I also got the, from Lawnfawn, I got the Yeti pigment ink pad. This is white pigment ink, and I didn't have a white pigment ink pad other than this white one from Prima, which is pretty tiny and it's difficult to do stamping on large stamps with it, so I just decided to get this. I haven't tried it before, so we'll see how I like it. So I got these Stencil Girl 9 by 12 inch stencils. These are laser cut stencils, and I can't wait to use them with mist or with ink or with whatever. I'll probably use it with mist, and I really love this pattern. It's like a scribbly, it looks like handwriting, but it doesn't say anything, so it's really cool. And then this scribbled circle pattern as well. So I got that and that to add to my stencil collection. I just felt like, again, like I needed a bit of freshening up. And then from the Sweet Stamp Shop, I got 3 sets of stamps. This one is all different sentiments that you can put on the backs of your cards or on different projects that just kind of personalize it. This one says, "Do not trash," or the set is called I Made This. It says, "Do not trash," with this cool font. I like these 3D fonts with the shading on the back of it. With the shading behind it. This one says, "From the studio of," with a paintbrush. It says, "I made this, return to." And then these ones, some of them are cute. It says, "Before you trash this. 1, I made this for you. 2, God is watching." And then this one says, "After enjoying and showing all your friends how amazing this is." And then there's a comma. So I guess you could say, "Please return to," after that. Or "Do not trash" after that. And then this says, "I'm a craft addict on the road to recovery. Who am I kidding? I'm on the road to the craft store." I've seen that meme going around Facebook. I think I've posted that before. And then this says "Special delivery," and I thought that would look really cute, just stamped on the back of an envelope, like over the seal. So I thought those were cute. I have these personalized stamps that I got from Stamp Outline on Etsy, and I usually stamp these on the backs of my stamps. This one says "Created by Tracy" with these 2 cute little birds, and they came with adhered to these acrylic blocks, which is really nice. You can see where you're stamping it. And this one says, "If you had any idea how hard I worked on this handmade card and how late I was up last night making it, you would never ever throw it away." So I think that one's kind of funny. I only give that one to friends. And then I have a couple of other, like this one is one that I got a very long time ago. I don't remember where I got it from. The thing has gotten wet, but it says "Handmade by Tracy Banks," and it's a little bit fancier. It's got like a fancy little shape around it. And then this is from Stampin' Up, and it just says "Hand stamped by." And this is from a set. It says "Hand stamped by." So I just keep a little assortment of sentiments that I can put on the backs of things right here. So I'll just add these to the shelf where I keep this. Then I got this. I just couldn't resist it. It was only $3. It says "Great. Another cheesy card." I can't resist puns. I just can't resist. There is a set of stamps from Lawnfawn that have a bunch of puns on it, and I'm really tempted to buy that set, but for now I just decided to buy this cute little stamp, and I thought I would put it on the outsides of cards that I make for people. And then this is a planner stamp with a TV and movie theme. And we love our television in this family. We have a lot of TV shows that we're very passionate about the shows that we watch. We don't just watch TV shows, we like immerse ourselves in TV shows. So it's sort of like a hobby for us. I'm going with a hobby. It makes me feel better about it if I consider it a hobby. But, you know, we try to not watch too much. But this is a really cute stamp. And I'm actually not all that likely to use these in my planner, but what I bought it for was my Project Life. Because they're cute little tiny, I like the cute little remote control. They actually have little tiny faces on them. That's really cute. And then the TV. And then the phrases and the stars are really cute to have as well. So the reason I probably won't use, I might use it occasionally in my planner, but I don't typically plan things like watching TV. TV just kind of goes in between other things. So that's why I probably won't use it in my planner. And I don't really plan, like I do most of my planning with my pen. I don't stamp with my plan on my planner unless if it's something that I do at the same, like if I do it every single week, then I'll stamp it out just so that I don't have to write it out over and over again. And then I got some dies and stamps from Lawnfawn. They came in the same order as the paper pack. This is not something that I got from them. This is something that I've had for a while. It's just Thinking of You. But I've been wanting these sentiments for a long time. These are the scripty sayings. So it says, hello you, congratulations, happy birthday to you. Thank you, with love and sympathy, get well soon, love you, I love you, and thinking about you. And I really like the scripty, scrolly, scribbly looks before and after each of these sentiments. And I like that you can make it, like you could cut them off if you, like you don't have to ink all of that scripty part if you don't want to. But I just really love the look of this stamp set, and I've been wanting it for quite some time. So I was really pleased when I got the email that it was back in the shop. So I grabbed it right away. And while I was at it, I bought the Thinking of You, Thinking About You die and the Happy Birthday to You die. And these do not layer with these. I don't think, I'm pretty sure that they don't. They're quite a bit bigger. Or actually they're not bigger. Maybe they do. Thinking About You. No, they don't. They're way bigger. Yeah, they don't. I didn't think they did. So anyhow, but they're just a cute little alternative to stamping out a sentiment. I want to do some more die cut sentiments. And then there's another thing that I bought from Lawnfawn that I'm missing, so let me just go grab it. So I got the rectangle, the scalloped rectangle stackable scalloped dies, and these layer really, really nicely with these stitched rectangles that I have, the two sets of them. So there's a large set and a small set, and I have both. And if you have the small and large, they nest perfectly within one another. And then these scalloped rectangles, what I really like about these scalloped rectangles is that there is one of these between the two. If you have both sets of these and this, there is one of these scalloped stitched rectangles for each of these scalloped rectangles. Wait a minute, did I say that right? There is one of these stitched rectangles for each of the scalloped rectangles so that you can layer each one of them. I used to have, or I may still have, the Spellbinders scalloped rectangles and scalloped circles and scalloped ovals, and I had a whole bunch of them for card making. And what used to really, really annoy me was that there weren't, and I had the coordinating straight rectangles and circles and whatever, but they didn't always match up perfectly. So I really love and appreciate that these match up perfectly. Maybe the Spellbinders do now too, maybe they've changed them, but back when I used to buy them, it was annoying. So I got these stitched dies, stitched borders dies, because I really like them. And I also got the grass border because I've been cutting out grass for my cards with my Cameo, and I just don't want to pull out another machine. I usually already have my Big Shot out, so I'd rather have a die that I can just keep on using the same machine and not have to kind of break my groove and go do something else. So those are my random things. Now I'm going to show you my Stampin' Up! Order. So here's all of the Stampin' Up! Stuff that I ordered and that came. These two things were free, and I'm really curious to open them up and have a look. But the main reason that I placed a Stampin' Up! Order was for these things right here. So I always buy Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. I thought I was running low, but it turns out I wasn't. But anyhow, I will use these eventually, so it's okay that I have more extra sets than I necessarily need. So I got these Stampin' Up! Dimensional adhesive, which I love, and I recently did a video all about foam adhesive, so I talked a lot about these in that. And then this is their linen thread, which I use until it's gone. This is my third pack of it, and my second pack is just about run out. And so one of the things that I do with this is I will be repackaging it, because I don't like how it's on a square card and it ends up with these folds in it. You see how the string ends up holding its shape. So I will unwind this from this card and I'll rewind it onto an empty spool of thread. I hung onto a spool of thread when I emptied it recently, just for that purpose. So linen thread is awesome at Stampin' Up! It's just a really nice quality thread. It's nice and neutral. It ties really nicely. It makes really pretty bows, and it doesn't stand out. It's a nice, it blends in with the background. So I really enjoy the linen thread. And then I also really like their Whisper White medium envelopes. These are the size, these are sized for an A2 card, and I always have a stash of them, but I'm down to my last package. So usually what I do is when I open my last package, that's when I order more. So ordered more. So you guys know me, I love my tiny attacher stapler, which I use all the time, and this has teensy weensy little tiny staples, and I love it for scrapbooking. Stampin' Up! Makes a tiny stapler too, but it uses staples that are a little bit bigger than a tiny attacher staple, and a little bit smaller than a regular staples from just an office supply store. So I went ahead and got it. And I really like that it uses the same mechanism as the tiny attacher, so it's, you know, you squeeze it the same way. So what I really like about this format is that you can kind of swing this around like that, and then you can actually open this up and staple in the middle of the page, not on your hand, but in the middle of the page, which is very handy, because this stapler only has, you know, a pretty small reach on it, so it's nice to be able to staple anywhere by doing that. Some of the small staplers don't detach like that, like they have a fixed bottom, and so that's not going to allow you to staple anywhere on the page. So I just wanted to, for comparison, show you the sizes of staples. This takes a number 10 staple, so it actually comes with a little supply of staples, but really not too many. So I bought extra staples. These 2 packs come in it. I don't know how many are in it. 2,000. So there's 2,000 staples here. And I'll just show you the size. These are the staples for the number 10 Stampin' Up! Stapler compared to a tiny attacher stapler. And then this is a standard office supply sized staple. So it is about 2/3 the size, the width of a regular stapler, and yeah, that's how they compare width-wise. So I'll have fun using this, and I'll probably stick one of these staplers in my Project Life supplies. I'll probably put the smaller one in my Project Life supplies and start using this one as my small stapler for my scrapbooking stuff. Those were my main things that I was purchasing, but whenever I place an order at Stampin' Up, I always like to take a look at the clearance rack and see what is on clearance, because Stampin' Up supplies are very, very good quality supplies. They tend to be a little bit outside of my price range when they're at regular price, so I don't buy very much at regular price, other than these things that I just talked about. They were all full price. So I like to pick up a couple of things that I know I'm going to use. One of the things that I love about Stampin' Up is that they have coordinated ribbon for all of their inks and papers. So I picked up a couple of rolls of ribbon. This was all marked down. And usually, I'm looking at this one, which isn't the case, but usually the ribbon comes with a whole lot on it, on the spool, so you can do a lot of projects with one spool of ribbon, as opposed to, I've gone to Michael's before and gotten a spool that looks like it's about the same size, but there's really only like that much ribbon in it, and there's this, all of this is empty inside. That's not the case with Stampin' Up ribbon. There's like a lot of ribbon on this spool. So I noticed though that this one is not the case. So this one only has, well, there's still quite a bit on there. There's still quite a bit on that spool, but it isn't as much as normal. So this is 10 yards. 10 yards. Okay, so it must be just a thinner material because they're all 10 yards. Yep, must be just a thinner. This is taffeta ribbon, so it's thinner, obviously. So I'm going to save this for last because that's my freebie. This punch was on the sale rack, and it has these really cute arrows, which I love. And let me just punch it for you so you can see what it looks like. I'll grab a piece of scrap. Ooh, pretty. Awesome. These are perfect for Project Life. In fact, this one is a little bit fat for Project Life, like it's a little bit large for Project Life, but it would be great, like you could journal right on it, so it doesn't have to be just an arrow that's taking up space on your card. I am going to actually store this right in my Project Life supplies, because that's how I love to have arrows in my Project Life. Super cute. Also on the clearance rack, I got a set of these buttons. I only use buttons on cards, although I will occasionally use a fancy button on a scrapbooking layout. These are really cute. These are the 3 designs. They're all cream. They're super pretty. I think there are 3 designs. Maybe there's more than 3. Anyhow, it's a cute little pack of buttons for cards. I got 3 rolls of twine. I'll just show you all 3 colors together. It's really pretty. I'll use this on scrapbooking pages as well as on cards. And then this was on sale. It's a craft grid journal, and I like to stick journals this size in my purse so that I always have some paper on hand to do some designs or ideas or to write things down or whatever. And the fact that it's grid paper makes it even better in terms of being able to do like a layout sketch or any kind of drawings, or even for hand lettering. I'm trying to get better at lettering, so I might even use it for that. So there's 2 of them. It was just so cheap that I just thought it was great. It's way cheaper than buying them at Chapters, which is where I often get them, or at the little bookstore down the street from my work. Then I got this paper piercing pack because this was something I was thinking about getting quite some time ago, and I didn't. And so I thought I would get it now. And I'm not entirely sure. This is great for if you're going to do some stitching on a layout. You can, you know, pre-poke your holes and then do your stitching. So it's a template for that. It has really tight stitching and then looser stitching. And it also has these borders that, and you don't have to stitch either. You could just poke holes and the holes could be your look. But it also has these borders, and I actually have these borders. I have the dies for these borders. I don't know if I'm going to keep them, but anyhow, I've got that, so that's kind of cool. And I have some of these punches and shapes and stuff too. Like I have that punch and that punch, and I think that punch and that punch too. So yeah, it's kind of neat to have the ability to just add some stitching or some piercing around it if you wanted to. And then there's also a circle template. So this was the kind of thing that I would have never paid full price for, but I eyed it there were several times that I had this in my basket and then took it out and then kept going back and forth about whether I wanted to buy it or not, because I really just wanted it for mostly the circle and then these square lines. So once it was in the clearance bin, then it made it much more worthwhile for me. So I'll hang on to these. You might not see me play with them anytime soon, but there's something that I have in the back of my mind to play with at some point. And then there's this in that journal, and it's called Retro Fresh. And it has this really cute camera embossed on the front of it, and then it just has a bunch of pattern papers inside, and it also has a pocket with some little envelopes in it. So I don't really have a project in mind for this, but it was cheap and I thought it would make a nice project of some kind for either scrapbooking or journaling or something, so I thought I would get it. So that's why I have it. So I ordered during Celebration, which is a yearly event that Stampin' Up! Has, and if you order a certain amount of products, you get a certain amount of free products that you get to pick from a list. And so the only thing on the list that I was all that interested in were these Botanical Gardens designer vellum stack, and I couldn't even really tell what it was, but I thought it sounded good, so I stuck 2 of them in my cart as my 2 free items, and I was hoping that they were good because I was going to get 2 of them. I didn't really want anything else that they had on their list, but this is what the vellum looks like. This is one of the prints. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm so happy that I got this. So there's several of that print, and then this is another print. And there's several of that one. Oh, look at this. That is so pretty. That would make such a beautiful layer. Oh my God, you guys have to go to Stampin' Up! And order stuff and get these for free because these are gorgeous. Oops. This one is a little star design. They're so pretty. And this might be the last one. So I don't know what you have to order to get these for free. I just filled my cart with what I wanted and then saw how many items I qualified for, and it was 2. So this one has like little lines all over it. Like hashtag lines type of thing. Like hash mark lines, not hashtag. And then another botanical. These are really, really gorgeous. I love these. So, and I think you can purchase these from Stampin' Up! As well. They're not just for Celebration, or maybe they are. Don't quote me on that because I don't really know what Stampin' Up! Sells anymore. Maybe if there's any demonstrators out there, you can comment and you know, educate us about that. But this is my Stampin' Up! Haul. I'm so excited about it. Some of them I'm going to use right away, and some of them like this I might just kind of hold on to, and this I'll hold on to. But I'm super excited to have all these goodies added to my stash. Thanks for watching. I'm going to do my basic gray prize as a separate video, and I'll also review my mimosa embellishment kit for winter of 2016 also as a separate video, so keep an eye out for those.